Hey folks, Allison here. I have a question for you. Is the person responsible for your hurt also responsible for your healing? Now, sometimes it seems like it should be that way. We wait for an apology. We want them to see our point. So we spend a lot of time and mental energy trying to get them to see, trying to get them to be responsible. But the reality is, they may not get it. And especially sometimes when we're dealing with our parents as they're aging, older, we hold on to those things. And there's a little child part of us that wants them to finally see it. All right, because the adult part of us could say, well, they should be able to see this. They must know, but they don't. So there's that child part inside of us that keeps trying and trying and trying to get that apology, get them to see your point. And we waste a lot of energy because ultimately our healing comes from God, and we are responsible for taking those steps toward healing. So one thing that we can do is just say, okay, let me look at this part of myself that wants this so badly. And sometimes we have to kind of let that part of us know it's not happening. They're not necessarily going to get it, but that we can find healing anyway. It's not up to them. I think that's where the key to healing really lies, that God can heal us whether or not the person is sorry, that we can forgive whether or not we get an apology. Now, we may not always want to reconcile with someone. Let's say it's an ex-spouse, an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, and unless we get an apology and that they acknowledge what went wrong, we may not want to give them a second chance. We probably shouldn't if we're putting ourselves in emotional, spiritual, or physical danger. But we're not dependent on them making those changes. So I think it's really important to look at that and to kind of really even kind of be kind to ourselves and realize that sometimes, as a little kid, it seems logical. I got to get mommy to see this. I got to get daddy to see this. But as adults, we have to recognize that, you know what? They have parts of themselves too that may have not been great parents when they were younger, and they may not even be in touch with that now when they're older. So the key to healing is making a decision to heal first and foremost, asking God to come in and heal you, and to recognize that forgiveness is letting go of that need for restitution, even though it might seem justified, but to just say, you know what, I'm going to let this go. And also, there's the grace that comes when we do forgive that also affects the other person and might actually facilitate them having some insight at some point, but we're not waiting for that. All right, so you can be healed. If you are struggling, reach out to a therapist that can help you work through these hurts, because often there's that wounded part that never really received the consolation and never really received the understanding that it deserved, right? That we deserve. So just throw that out there to you. Your hurt is not dependent on the person who hurt you for healing, all right? The person who hurt you does not hold the key. You do, ultimately God does. I hope you find that helpful. God bless you.